Trump is obviously, again, using his position as president to put pressure on these media companies. And I think a lot of them are capitulating and feeling that pressure because they have things and business deals and things on the side that they want to happen, that they want to do. And so to me, the disappointing part is that when you capitulate a little, as we've seen with this particular person, it does not matter. He doesn't care if you capitulate. If you give him what he wants, he's not going to stop asking for it. To me, it's just a simple thing of ratings. It's like, do the ratings support that you should stop talking about Donald Trump? Probably not.
That is Jemele Hill, and she went in on this guy, Disney CEO Bob Iger. Here's more.
So if you are Bob Iger, who I do have a lot of respect for, he was my former boss. If you're him, that's the only thing that should matter. As long as the audience decides that they have an appetite for that, then that's what the women should talk about, whether you like how they discuss it or not.
Just to put a pin on that, the ratings are up from last year at The View.
So again,
the numbers do show.
In this conversation, S.E. Cupp actually made a really good point here.
You know, we're living in a time where the business of journalism is coming up against journalism. And we've seen that at the Washington Post with Amazon. We've already seen it at ABC with that $16 million settlement to Trump over a lawsuit they easily could have won. We're seeing it at CBS. We're seeing the business side. Journalism has two sides, business and editorial. Right. Usually, business leaves editorial alone.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be. And now, the business side, with these multi-conglomerate companies owning, including ours, our own,
right.
Are becoming so important, so much more important. And the journalism product is one piece of their portfolio. So they're making decisions for the rest of their portfolio and shareholders. But the journalism gets the worst of it, the brunt of it, the impact. And it's deleterious and it's corrosive and it's going to lead to more.
Now, in case you don't have a clue what they're talking about, per the Daily Beast reporting, The View's constant focus on Trump and politics seemed to have roiled the network's top bosses, including that CEO Bob Iger of Disney and ABC News president Alman Karamadovich. The article continues. Karamadovich convened a meeting with The View's executive producer Brian Teta and its hosts and suggested the panel needed to broaden its conversations beyond its predominant focus on politics, two sources familiar with the meeting would say. Ultimately, the women found the requests silly and that they were just going to keep doing their thing.
Also have to worry about what is this message that's being sent to younger journalists, because that's what I worry about as well at a time where our profession is completely under attack. I came up in the journalism environment where you didn't let City Hall come after your reporters. You defended them. And to see, and I know they're not straight journalists necessarily on The View, but it's still representing a journalism body. So if the business that you work for, and again, y'all know I went through this at ESPN, if they're not willing to defend you in this moment, that's really leaving you vulnerable, and it's really leaving our entire industry vulnerable. It's not just about this for the ladies, it's about what this represents. You already gave them $15 million. Do you think these asks are gonna stop? No, it's this today, it's something else tomorrow. So at some point you have to draw the line. Bullies just keep bullying when you keep giving them things.
And on those lawsuits, Donald Trump won a $15 million settlement with Disney when host George Stephanopoulos mischaracterized a verdict that found him liable for essay as opposed to R-word. That $15 million allegedly went to his future presidential foundation and museum, maybe even a library, while another $1 million covered legal fees. Then came his attacks on CBS and 60 Minutes regarding the Kamala Harris interview. If you are unclear on why this is such a bogus target by Trump to take to the courts, please go watch John Oliver's show from last week, where they show the parts Trump claims were deceived to favor the former vice president. CBS gave in, because as Paramount controlling shareholder Sherry Redstone is looking to merge her company with Skydance Media's David Ellison, well, she wants the deal to go through, duh. In turn, seeing the writing on the wall, executive producer Bill Owens, along with CBS News and station CEO Wendy McMahon, resigned. Then there's Brendan Carr, Trump's federal communications chairman, who launched an investigation into the company because of diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. Yes, seriously, that did happen. Few points to address, because we have discussed this previously, and I also discussed this very subject with Jemele Hill on my podcast. It was this: media is in a very bad place right now, specifically journalism, because companies don't want to pay for it. They do not want to pay for good journalists. So those journalists, like Pablo Torre, are turning their specialty of a career into a podcast series, which is fine. There are others like Ken Klippenstein, who will turn their journalism into a Substack. Also great. But it's an indictment of large media, because years ago we started to see the decay of newspapers, local TV stations being bought out by private equity. And what private equity will do 99.9 times out of 100 once they buy in is destroy it. They will destroy whatever they are trying to, at least in this very specific case, get rid of, because journalism does not help private equity, it exposes them. So when you saw all of these newspapers, and if you go to newspapers.com, you will see outlets that not only no longer exist, but on top of this, you can't even believe some of the names that were out there, because a town could have 3 to 5 newspapers depending on its market size. And now those are done. If not done, clinging on for dear life. And another humongous problem is that not only do companies not want to pay for journalism, but a lot of people don't find it amusing or entertaining in the same way that an article will be put out and then 2 hosts will debate it. That is where we are at. 2 people who did not break the story, but want to take it and run with it in their own way and spit it out to their audience in order for clicks and views. It's a huge problem. Huge problem. And the focus has been shifted from, oh, we need to focus on the journalists who are breaking the stories, to, I need to get this guy's opinion on it. Why do you need said person's opinion when they read it once and then they have an idea but not the full scope? Big problem. The other part of this is the hosts at The View, according to the reporting, said they thought it was silly and they're going to keep doing their thing, which is a good thing. I want to be very clear. Although Bob Iger intervened and the other person intervened, and they're saying that we need to tone down the rhetoric a little bit, it's because they're scared. They're scared of Brendan Carr. They're scared of Stephen Miller. They're scared of Donald Trump. They are scared of this administration. The best way for journalism and media to thrive is to not be a lapdog, but a watchdog, is not to cave to threats and power. This is a goofy move by Bob Iger, and it's a goofy move by others who do cave, like, as I mentioned, Sherry Redstone, who wants to merge her company. This is the same woman who praised journalists for being fearless and relentless in seeking out the truth, and now she wants to bury it because she wants a merger to go through. Shame on you. Shame on you. This is not what the industry is about. This is not the way to approach what we view as so many esteemed journalists in this field being let go, or having to launch their own independent venture, or just getting out altogether. There is deep-seated fear because of the moves of the powerful that run these entities. And now we don't really know what the future holds for us. It's dark times. These are scared times. And everything Jemele Hill said in this piece is spot on. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYT Sports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.